Hi, I'm Cynthia Schiller. Please like and subscribe. We're going to talk about why the narcissist so easily discards us. So, as a narcissist achieves what they wanted, they do the love bombing to secure their supply. It's kind of like going to college. You go to college, you have a goal in mind. So, let's say it's your bachelor's, and you'll work hard to get that. Once you have it, you cross it off the bucket list. Are you going to keep going to classes? You might still enjoy meeting up with some of the people or maybe learning a little bit more. So you might take a couple classes, but you're not as invested as you were before. It's more for pleasure. You're not going to struggle through the harder classes if there's no need. It's not going to get you ahead. So the narcissist in a relationship is kind of like trying to achieve that end goal. Once they achieve that end goal, they might invest a little bit more, but they're going to start slacking off. They're not going to invest as much. They're going to start getting irritated. Like, man, it's snowing. I got to walk across campus. Or in the relationship, I still got to do this stuff when I could just do my own thing. So they're going to go through this transition. And they do that with certain milestones in their life. And then if it's not meeting their purpose, let's say the bachelor's isn't bringing you enough money. So, you might go back for your master's. You might try something new. And then, scratch that off the bucket list. And you've already done that in between stuff. So you're not as likely to invest more than that. And same in the narcissist, when they go on to the second relationship, second marriage, it's like, okay, cool, secured the supply. And that's a lot of why second marriages and then even third marriages, that's why they fall apart at a higher divorce rate, because they have that interim between the bachelor's and the master's where they kind of learn some stuff and all the hassles, and they're just sick of the hassles. So in the second marriage, that's why they'll often fall apart sooner or quicker, more often. So the narcissist goes through different milestones, such as having a baby. Then it's like, great, we had the baby. Wait, we got to take care of it. I just wanted the milestone. Or they'll enjoy the child, but it starts to not the effort versus supply starts to come off balance. So the narcissist discards us because it's a mental thing that clicks. Like, I've already achieved it. You're mine. I did the love bombing. We lived together. We got married. And then they'll start throwing it in your face. Like, didn't I marry you? Like, that was the end all of it. If you're asking for more cuddle time or more communication or more family time, they see it as they've already put the effort in. And then they start to shut down and the devaluation stage sets in. Just like I was trying to explain between the bachelor's and the master's, you put effort in, and it's like, this is just dumb. It costs me money. I'm out in the elements trying to get across campus. It's not letting me, I don't know, go rollerblading. I'd rather do that. I'm only taking classes for enjoyment. Now I got to meet these expectations of a grade. I like when I was in college, I liked taking dance classes, and I was there just to enjoy it. And I'm like, I got to write a paper on this, and I got to watch this movie. And I'm like, I just want to dance. So I got a little irritated with it. And that's normal. You only want to put in the effort for what you want because it's a dance class, not a writing class. And the narcissist will go through that too. It's like, I just wanted the title, pretty much. I just wanted the secure supply. They don't want all the extra hassles that go along with it. And when they start realizing all the hassles that go along with compromising and sharing time and reorganizing schedules, it's easier to just start over because they're starting to fail at it. Just like if you're failing at college, sometimes it's easier to start a whole new trade, easier to bail. You get too frustrated, and the narcissist will go through that too. I just thought it was really interesting that it is like a bucket list for them. As soon as they feel, like, I already told you I loved you. Why do I have to keep saying it? Bucket list was, I said that. They don't see things the way we do. And that's where it gets so difficult. And another thing too, is it's like always trying to understand where the devaluations comes in. That was a hard concept, but it's like the narcissist takes from us because they're in a sense jealous of us. They see what we have, or we're a confident person, and they'll just shoot us down because it's hard to say they feel threatened, but they feel jealous of it. And they can feel threatened because of they're scared the focus is going to be on us instead of them. So they'll knock us down with little things. If you're feeling confident and pretty that day, they'll say something. Yeah, but why don't you go comb your hair or do something different with your lipstick? And it's like, oh, and it's because there's something inside them that is missing. So the flaws that they see in us bother them. But it's caused, this is the tricky part, it's caused by them. So let's say you walk up to them all confident and then they shoot you down. And now you're like, I thought they kind of liked me. And then you have just a little glimpse of like, they shot your self-esteem down to where you're like, wait, am I dressed okay? Or whatever the issue is. Am I not smart enough? What do you mean I didn't understand that? Or just they knock your self-esteem down instead of standing up for yourselves. And when you do try to stand up for yourselves, they don't allow you to express it, or they won't see your point of view. And so it gets frustrating, but they knock us down so we have a glimpse of lower self-esteem in that instance, no matter how confident you are. Like if you know that you should get this job, and then for some reason, they gave it to somebody else who wasn't as educated, didn't have as much experience, maybe knew somebody in the company, but you were more talented. And that after a couple job interviews, you're like, what is going on? Like, why am I not, getting hired? So they have that low self-esteem. They make us question ourselves, and that's when they see themselves, but they created that in us just because of needing to take away somebody's confidence or happiness or good day. They need to take it away because of the jealousy, because they want it. And once they take it away, though, they don't gain it. By taking away my self-confidence, it really doesn't give them self-confidence. It just shot me down to be on your level. If they shoot you down on being happy, they're unhappy inside. So, they'll be like, well, you quit giggling and you're just having a nice time. They take it away because they're not in a good mood, or they have to work and they can't partake in the activities. So it's all about them. And they don't think like we should, let them have a good day. And once we have a bad day because of them yelling at us or canceling plans, so now we're where they're at, sad. And then they see us sad and they don't like the sadness, but they caused the sadness. And that's the tricky part. And then they'll also see that sometimes it's like a subconscious, sometimes it's like a complete conscious, depends on your narcissist. They sense that they're the one causing it. So they want to be adored. They need that adoration, but we do too, in a sense. But not to the part where we knock people down as much. And be careful with the reactive abuse, because it can be quite easy to fall into that trap. That's why there are so many narcissists or people with narcissistic traits. You might not have necessarily 5 out of 9, but don't pick up on their abusive tactics, because reactive abuse is when we do something back to them. Sometimes people get hurt. Sometimes some of you might be going through this strong desire for revenge, or to ruin their relationship with the new supply, because we're hurt. And it's just this balance of everybody just trying to be happy. And instead of focusing on the happy times, like one person is happy, let's try and grow that. Like, let me join in on that, as opposed to knocking it down to the unhealthy state. But narcissists, without that empathy, they can't foresee how their actions are really going to affect somebody. Or if they see it affecting them, it irritates them because they don't feel it. So they think we're stupid for getting upset. Like, what? I just called you a jerk. Get over it. It's just a word. But you're like, you took away my comfort. I thought you liked me. You're calling me a jerk. How can you like me if you're calling me a jerk? And what's going on? And can we just not do that? And they get irritated by us asking those things, because we're kind of saying, you're not handling things the right way. There's something in a sense wrong with you, because there is something wrong with them. NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, is a mental illness. And we're not trying to like cut them down. We're just trying to help mold the situation to where it's conducive to two people being happy, or if it's a dysfunctional family, to where it gets back on track, to where if you have to live with each other, might as well make it the best situation. But if you guys have ever had teenagers, you know how teenagers will throw those rages. It's like the hormones, there's chemicals going on in their brain, and it's an overactivity. It's a frustration of, being the child versus starting to go into man or womanhood. It's the changes, it's the struggles, not knowing how to handle things, or desiring something that they can't have yet. That's why some kids will start driving a car without permission, without a permit, without driver's training. They just are frustrated that they're not an adult yet. So they'll break the rules. They don't foresee not being trained in how to really drive, that they could kill people or severely injure people. And the narcissist will do the same thing when they're going through these frustrations. They're like, I don't care. I just want to do what I want to do. They'll go through those rages when they feel pressure, like the teenager will feel pressure of, you're not allowed to do that. You follow my rules. And they don't know how to cope with it, because it's almost like they're in a transition, and they started growing. And then they were like, the brain activity is all different now. The brain damage has set in, and it's like, they're supposed to get to that next level. Just like that teenager is frustrated now because they're supposed to get to that next level. And the narcissist should get to that next level, but they can't. And they've been trapped in that cycle their whole life. So if you guys remember when you were a teenager, we all have some frustrations, whatever your situation was. Maybe you had a perfect teenagehood, and I hope you did. Mine, there was times I was pretty good, but there was times that I had some little spoiled brat fits and screaming and being mad. Usually it was like when I wanted to start dating, but just a frustration, because, I was like, I don't know, 17, and my friends are dating since they were 13. And you just haven't quite learned how to handle it, and you are like, do I break the rules? Do I sneak? Do I hide? Just because you're at that stage in your life where it's like, I want to be on the other side. And the narcissist wants to be on that other side, but they can't get there. It's like their body is stuck in childhood, and they're living an adult life. So that their mind hasn't progressed, and they don't know how to make it progress. And that's why we need that empathy to relate to things, to form a connection. They're going through their whole life alone. They can talk to people, but they don't have that connection. And it's like going to the mall today. Go to the mall, talk to everybody that's in there. You're still going to go home alone. You're going to feel lonely, even though it was like, it was a nice day. I sat and had coffee with somebody at the pretzel stand, and, somebody gave me some compliments on the new clothes that I was trying on. So it was an okay day, but you still are lonely. If you're going like, with our breakups and stuff like that, we're kind of lonely. And for the narcissist, though, they've been unfulfilled their whole life, and they latch onto somebody that they think is going to bring them what they're missing. And that's why they hold on so tight in the beginning. They love bomb to make sure that we're there. It's for their purpose. And we have to remember that when we enter into a relationship, we're craving kind of like the love. We want to give love because we had it. And in the outside world, it's not always a kind world. So we're searching for our comfort level, which is love. The narcissist is searching for somebody to fill their void. We're just two different people. So one has the love, the other is searching to fill a void. And so if they're empty and we fill them up, they'll either take everything that we have, or they're going to take our love. And so now they have a little bit of love, and they might give us a little bit back, but then they want to keep filling it up. So the only real love, the empathetic love, not like a very casual, polite friend love. There's all the different kinds of love. But if this is the only supply of love, then we get a little bit back of our own love. So we're depleted, and there's no way to get back all of our initial love unless we stop giving it to this taker. And just maintaining with a new person that's full, to where we're already full. We're not taking from each other. We're already full. And we build each other up, and enjoy each other instead of cut each other down so you can take. Or it's like a hidden jealousy that is inside them, and they bring us down to the comfort level, and then they see, like, I did that, so there's some, not really guilt. They don't really go through guilt. But then they see that what they created was what they were trying to avoid. Just like if they want to be popular, they see, let's say we were popular. Okay. So they're hanging out with us for the popularity. And then, if they're only popular because of us and we fail, now they see the unpopular, and so they don't want us anymore. It's just a weird balance that goes on. And it's so hard to understand that they don't see the good, and a future that could have been handled so different. It's so easy for them to find another person who's going to make them popular. If we're not coming up to par, if we can't do it, or they don't have enough faith, they're gone. And that's where these new supplies keep coming in. And the new supply is going to go through different things in their life. That's going to have the narcissist do the same devaluation. So let's say mine was, which I'm not saying it was, but let's say it was popularity. So now something happened, I'm not as popular, they're gone. Let's say hers is financial. She loses her job. Nope. Now that's not what he wanted. So the narcissist will keep going to whatever supply is going to give them what they want. They'll devalue you based on things that can kind of happen in your life that's unexpected, whether it's illness. Now they wanted a healthy wife or a healthy husband. And well, this sucks. Now I got to get somebody else. It's not like this person, provided for me, and this person was always there for me. And when I had a miscarriage, they did this, and it's just all selfish. So I just thought it was interesting how it's like a bucket list. Either keep those check marks in check, or once they've achieved a certain goal, there's no need to keep trying in their eyes. It's like, I got that certificate, I got that diploma, I got that marriage license. And then you know, like I'd be asking the college, like, why do I have to keep paying you? Why do I have to keep going back to school when I already got my diploma? It's like, that doesn't make sense. So for the narcissist, when you're like, oh, we kind of need to adjust this in our marriage, and they're like, what do you mean? I've already like done the deed. We're already married, and you know, accept me for who I am. You knew me before we got married, and it's kind of like, I'm trying to tell you, before we got married, you were a little kinder. It's just who they are. It's just who they are. So please like and subscribe. Let me know if you'd like to talk about anything, and I have one-on-ones available, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day.